was a prominent doctor and got into an auto accident with a police car. He apparently T-boned a police car and totaled his Porsche. 3 officers arrived on the scene, and they did field sobriety of my client, and there's no videotape of the case, and they testified that my client failed the field test, that he was drunk, he had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and he caused the wreck. He allegedly refused a state-administered breath test. Who's going to win that case 100 times out of 100 times? The police. Well, here's how I got a not guilty verdict. My client was taken from the scene to Grady Hospital, and I was able to achieve the records, or get the records from Grady Hospital that showed that my client was perfectly sober the entire time that the police were with him. I brought in the nurse who treated him that evening, and the nurse testified that my client didn't exude any odor of alcohol, was perfectly sober. Well, maybe the nurse missed things. I then brought in the emergency room doctor who treated my client, and when I asked the doctor what sort of education she had to be a doctor at that hospital, she said, I went to Harvard Medical School, I did my residency at Johns Hopkins, and your client was perfectly sober. The testimony of the nurse and the doctor completely contradicted the officer's testimony, and we were able to achieve a not guilty verdict in that case, and my client walked out of court with no DUI charge on his record.